Now, let's see what we have on the covers of the dailies this morning. Today is Monday, November 4th, 2024. It says here on the cover of The Nation newspaper, Presidency, Atiku's alternate economic plan, a cheap talk. His call for human face to reforms resonates well with our administration focus, it says here. It also says right beside the photo story there, banks' credits to economy rise to 118 trillion naira. Top left there, LP Governor Oti's men win council seats on ZLP's tickets. The Nation Journalism Foundation takes off. O&O grows turnover to 2.9 trillion naira, making 60.3 billion naira net profit. Don't blame us for PDP crisis, APC tells Makinde. And let's see what else we have here. We sell petrol at 990 naira per litre to trucks, says Dangote Refinery. Imported product below our cost price is substandard. Right at the bottom, federal government raises Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway compensation to 18 billion naira. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation. Now, Mike, are there any stories that jump out at you there?
Well, quite a number of them here. When we look at the Abia local council election, that's talking about ZLP, and this was basically almost like what happened with River State, where a party, some party reps moved to another party because of the way the politics is being played to win seats and all of that, and then still mention that they are part of this other party. How can it's politics in Nigeria, or the way things are going on, it's befuddling when you want to think about it. Of course, it's been trending, talking about the Dangote statement from Dangote refineries about how any fuel that comes in that is below the price that they set is substandard, and of course in the long run is detrimental to our cars and all of that we use it for. And the issue about the Dangote refinery has gone on and gone on, and somewhere, somehow, somebody is not being accountable. The statement also alluded to a reported fact that beside the refinery there is also a docking point, or a point where they take in fuel, imported fuel, and also distribute and all of that. It's just going on and on and on and on. There should be. We've always mentioned about an audit in NNPC for decades, but at this particular point in time, we have a working refinery in the country. How is it that we are not seeing the effect? Even if it will take time, at least we should see the immediate short-term effect of such a project on our naira. What is happening? What is happening? An audit, some form of accounting should be done. This is confusing as it gets.
And there is a saying that goes, when elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. We have quite a few other papers here with us. Let's take the Daily Independent at this point. It says here, with aggressive expansion, Nigerian banks beat economic headwinds, on course to double their profits at year end. It says here, Serap gives Tinubu 48 hours to free malnourished miners, other protesters. Tinubu swears in new ministers today. Sanu Nasu suspends strike as federal government agrees to pay withheld salaries. Police arrest 113 foreigners, 17 Nigerians over cybercrimes that will threaten national security. And headline here, just below the photo story, what I would have done differently if I were president. According to Atiku, you would have been worse off as president, say presidency. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Independent.
Yeah, we can see a picture story there of the chairman of UBA, and also that's Tony Lumelu, and the president of Angola. That's the picture story that you can see there, talking about investments in Angolan banking, energy, and insurance sector by Lumelu's led companies in Luanda. And you are thinking about how we have captains of industry and business magnates who go to invest in other African countries, so much so as improve the economy, and what is happening here. These are questions that desire answers.
They do, definitely. sometimes a few more questions than answers at any point in time. Let's see what questions they're answering on the New Telegraph. It says here, hashtag end bad governance protests. Trying minors shows government as authoritarian, intolerant, say ACF, calls for their release, compensation. 32 detained children malnourished, says Serap. Now, some other headlines here. On textiles, Nigeria loses $30 billion to structural deficiency and importation. This is a story by Taiwo Hassan there. It wraps up on page 3. Fiscal year 23, O&O's turnover up 43% to 2.9 trillion naira. And let's see what else we have here. It says control of state's resources, cause of rivers crisis, according to Fubara. Low sugar intake in utero, early childhood can reduce chronic disease risk. And scores flee Suzwam Zam villages as gunmen massacre more farmers. That's what we have on the cover of the New Telegraph.
The one that touches, of course, is the massacre of farmers, and it's not hard to see why we have issues with the cost of food and inflation rising high when we cannot give adequate security to farmers. I mean, this is these are states that you have majority of people there feeding the nation. Yeah. You know, these are food baskets of a nation. This is where we get our food. You go there and they tell you that these things are cheap, but then apart from, some of them now pay taxes to terrorists for them to farm. They have to pay taxes. And then apart from that now, conveying those goods, when it comes to logistics, moving those goods from here to here also, there's a lot they still have to pay on the road. And so if we want to fix a lot of things, especially when it comes to the food crisis, as it were, because it's quite a crisis, then we need to improve, or we need to work on our security infrastructure.
There are quite a few things we're working on as a nation, and it's actually scary when you think about where the population is going in comparison to how much food production needs to be increased to cater to that number of people. There's some incredible statistics that we've heard over time, but let's move to the Guardian.
I mean,
newspaper.
That's what the Guardian starts up with, that we're now beginning food import.
Yeah.
And we may extend zero duty initiative timeline. You see, why not? Yeah. But I mean, we have more than enough to feed ourselves and export. We're importing now.
It says here there's brown rice there, sorghum, millet, maize, wheat, and I'm not sure what this last one is. Beans. Yes, that's beans. 0% duty rate and value-added tax exemption on some essential food items was approved to commence from July to December, and it might have been delayed. It says here it might have been delayed due to bureaucracy. Let's see. Nigeria, 8 ECOWAS countries sign High Seas Treaty. Now that's another conversation for later on. And what else do we have here? All right, let's wrap it up on the headlines in the dailies. At this point, we would love to hear your thoughts on the headlines today. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us know. We're taking another quick break. Thank you, Mike. Let's take another quick break now. At this point, we'll be back.